Hi, my name is Andrea Haynes, and I have been a stay-at-home mom for over 18 years. And I've been a homeschool mom for over 14 years. And I want to share with you how to stay sane during this time in the middle of this pandemic, and even how to thrive right now as we're all home with our families. So how to create a routine that will help you and your family to thrive right now. This is what we want to avoid, right?
Mom, he's touching me! Mom, he breathed on me!
And this. I didn't even have to set this up. This is the real deal in my basement. Okay, guys. Number one is to have an early morning personal quiet time routine. So I have been doing this for years. I use this time to get up in the morning before anybody else is up to get myself centered and prepared for the day. So my routine looks like, I'll tell you what my routine looks like. You can set up your morning personal quiet steady morning routine however you desire, but I'll share what I do in the morning. So first thing off, I get up, I want to sit on my couch, and I pray, I read scriptures, I write in my journal every single day. I'm an avid journaler. And then I meditate. Meditation doesn't have to take a really long time. You can do 5-minute meditations, 10-minute meditations. There's lots of things that are on YouTube. I actually use YouTube a ton. There's all kinds of different meditations, gratitude meditations, self-love, all kinds of different meditations that you could do. Anyways, there's a variety there that you can look at. So that is what I do in the morning, just to get myself centered for the day, prepare for my family, and it's really helped me throughout the years to be able to be an effective stay-at-home mom. Okay, number two is early to bed and early to rise. It's really easy right now with most of us having nowhere to go to feel like we can stay up late and get up sleeping in the morning and get out of that routine. It actually is really important, especially for our physical health and even for our mental health, for us to get to bed at a reasonable time and to get up at a reasonable time. So setting bedtimes, even for your teenagers, so that they're not up late into the night, because then they won't want to get up in the morning, and then setting a time in the morning that your kids and your teenagers need to be up, and also setting a time for to start school, or to have everybody up and breakfast so you can be together, start school. That's important, another important thing to do. All right. Point number three is to set a time to start the day with your family. So once you've had your quiet time, then it's important for you and your family to set a time that either you're going to get up and you're going to be eating breakfast together, or, very important is a time that you're going to start your school day. We used to start school around 8:30 because we had teenagers who are in high school. But now that everybody's home, we talked about what time we want to start school, because we don't have to be up as early, so we can sleep a little bit later. But we are now starting school at 9:30, so everybody knows that they need to be up between 8:30 and 9:30. And we have our breakfast. So the things that we get accomplished before we start school at 9:30, this is actually leads into point 4, is to have chores. Morning responsibilities that your kids and your family, everybody needs to get done before you start. So one of the important things that you need to do is make your bed. So making your bed actually is really important because it allows you to have just a simple thing to have control over. And it also creates, what's the word? Order. It helps you to create order. So it might sound simple, but making your bed is actually just a way for you to have control over your life and to set the day and create order at the beginning of the day. So we make our beds in the morning, we eat our breakfast, and we make sure that our rooms are tidy and we are dressed get dressed. I know at first it was really easy for us the first week off of school to just be, it's pajama day, but then that turns into day after day, and then people aren't showering, and then people are getting smelly, and then we're really hating this being at home with everybody. So still keeping up good hygiene, showering, important. Making your bed every day, important. All right, point number 5 is set times for your meals. So why this is really important right now is because everybody's home, and when people are home for hours and hours, people eat out of boredom. So a really good reason why you want to set times for meals is then your children know this is what time we'll be eating breakfast, this is what time we'll be eating lunch, and this is what time we'll be eating dinner. And then they don't feel like they're going to starve because they know exactly when lunch is going to be and exactly when dinner is going to be. And another really great thing that we have actually implemented quite recently with having everybody at home, and we had a family discussion about it, is having a no open pantry policy. So that means even setting snack times. So you establish this is breakfast time, this is lunchtime, this is dinner time, and we have established a morning snack time, an afternoon snack time, and an evening snack time. So our kids are eating 6 times a day, which is a lot, but that way then the pantry and the fridge are not continually being open and closed because people are bored, and when people are bored, they tend to eat. So number 1, that gets people out of the boredom eating, and number 2, that's going to save on your food bill because people aren't just going to eat and eat and eat because they're bored, and everybody needs to save wherever we can right now. So implementing that, talking about that, counseling with that, counseling together as a family about what times you guys want to eat and what times you want to have snack times and why you want to do it would be a great thing just to help everybody be on the same page in your family. Another thing that we've done actually for a long time, and since we're home and we've got the time to do this, is to set up a schedule with your kids, with your family, to have your children have a meal night. So that means depending on how many kids you have, each one would have a night that they would make dinner, and then you are there to help supervise. If they're old enough, then they can look for recipes online and they can make it by themselves, or you can be in there and helping them. This is just a great opportunity time for us right now to help our kids to learn how to cook. And even if we don't really cook, we've got time to learn how to cook well right now. So it's just another opportunity for us as a family to spend time together, to develop skills together, to teach our children how to cook, and for even us to learn how to cook if we're not very good at it. There are so many websites and different places online that you can find amazing recipes. So I highly recommend implementing these things just to help with your family structure and with your eating and doing those things just for better organization in your family. Point number 6 is family planning, weekly family planning. So we usually do this in our family on Sundays. So we sit down together. This actually used to take a lot longer before we'd sit down with our calendar and go through the whole week and where we needed to be and what appointments we had, and now we're not going a lot of places. So the things that we're coordinating right now would be what times we're having meals, what times we're having snacks, who's on what dinner night. You could be coordinating different things, like now we have a lot of online classes that our kids have assignments due, who's going to be using the computer with the webcam. So scheduling those kinds of things. Once a week, we also do what we call a family council. So we go through our calendaring. That was really hard to say. And then after that, we do our council, and that's when we bring up items that we want to talk about, and it's open. So my husband and I will bring up things that we want to discuss with our family that we feel like important, maybe things we want to change or ideas that we have, or fun things that we want to do. But we also open that up to our kids. Are there any things that they want to discuss? Are there things that are bothering them? So it's basically just a family inventory time to us to go through and have a discussion together. Things that are going well in our house, things that maybe aren't, things that need to change, stuff like that. We do that on a weekly basis just to kind of help keep the family environment in a good space and stay on top of situations that we maybe see there's problems that are starting to arise, things like that. So that's another great thing that I would recommend doing just to help create organization and routine, a great routine for your family right now. Point number 7 is exercise. So something that we do because our family homeschools, we don't have gym time at a school, so exercise for us has been really important. So we make sure that we are exercising every single day. So a lot of times our exercise happens outside, and that's my next point. Number 8 is outside time. So exercising, super important. If you are totally confined to your house and you can't get out, then trying to do exercise at home some way. There are so many different videos and things you can find on YouTube, tons of stuff on YouTube that you can find for exercising, getting your heart going, cardio. Yoga is, I would highly recommend right now, is if you've never done yoga, this is a great time to do it because it strengthens you and also stretches you at the same time. And stretching, I'm also a massage therapist, and stretching is super, super, super important right now, especially with us just really not moving and being home. Stretching is gonna save you. So doing stretching every day, I actually walk every day and stretch every single day. It saves my life. So I highly recommend exercise every day, stretching every day. And point number 8, which can coincide with point number 7, exercise, is get outside. So we are getting outside time every single day. We're doing a lot of walks as a family. We have a dog, we get him out. That's what a lot of our exercising has been of late. We just do our social distancing, stay away from people, go out and walk our dog. So if you can do exercise and your outside time at the same time, that's great. And if you can't get outside, maybe you're in an apartment building or you just have a balcony, or you're totally quarantined right now, then do whatever you can as far as exercise inside. But even getting out on a balcony, if you can do that, opening up your window, getting some fresh air. This is a really, really important for us to be getting outside, fresh air, sunshine right now. So exercise every day and go outside, or at least get fresh air and sunshine, even if it's through a window or out on the balcony. Do it every single day. This will be really important for your physical well-being and also your mental well-being. Number 9 is limit screen time, especially social media time. So normally in our house, our screen time policy that we set up, we set it up through a family council that we had, and so our normal screen time policy is Monday through Thursdays. Our kids get 1 hour of screen, but they have to have exercised for half an hour, and they have to get all their schoolwork done before they get their screen time. Fridays and Saturdays, they get 2 hours of screen. First, they have to have their chores done and their exercise, and then Sundays, they get to watch a family movie with all of us together. So since all of this has come down and we're in our houses and nobody's going anywhere, our kids have asked that we renegotiate the policy. They would like some more screen time. And so we have changed that policy. So now our kids Monday through Thursday are getting 2 hours a week, but the extra hour that they get, they have to do extra exercise, and they have to do or extra reading to get that extra hour of screen. And then Fridays and Saturdays, they have to, again, they get an extra hour, so they get 3 hours. They have to do their chores again, and their exercise to get 3 hours, and then Sunday, same deal, family movie. So the reason I talked about especially limiting social media right now is that there is so much on there about, you know, this pandemic and what's happening and the stats and the deaths and everything else and the updates and the policy changes in countries and this and that, and everybody's talking about it. And it really can just be overwhelming for adults, never mind our teenagers. There's a great speaker on this topic. His name is Colin Karchner. He has done a TED Talk. It was actually a year ago, which is interesting. And he talks about the dangers of social media and how social media And the addiction of social media with our teenagers is very heavily linked, and there's lots of stats that are coming out now with our teenagers and their mental health. A lot of them are struggling with anxiety and depression, and there is a very high correlation with the amount of screen time and especially social media time that our kids are having. We have experienced this in my own home, in our house, with social media and the effects that it can have on our kids. And so that is one of the reasons why we have the limits, is it just helps our family, our kids, to just be mentally, for their mental health and well-being. And so we're pretty sticky about that, or we try to be at least in our home. So if we're limiting screen time, now we have, so let's say there are hours and hours and hours on the screen, and we sit down together as a family and we say, we're pulling back, we're gonna create limits, what do you guys think is reasonable? So now we have, say, a vacuum of time where we don't know what to do with ourselves. So this is a great time, again, in a family council to decide. So what could be done is, maybe as a family you say, okay, we're gonna have screen time between these hours, and then it's quiet time. Quiet time is a lovely idea. Quiet time for when you have littles, you want to have naps, and even for your older kids, they can go to their rooms and they can do something quiet. Screen time is not quiet time. It is not quiet time. Even if our bodies are sitting still and we're not moving, but we're staring at that iPhone or that device, our minds are going, processing. That is not stillness. That's not quiet. So if you are going for quiet time naps, something for your older kids could be to go and just have quiet time in their room, or read a book, or do a puzzle, or draw a picture, or go outside and sit on the back deck, or go lay out on the grass in the backyard, or lay on the trampoline. That's quiet time. So that's an example just of something could that be done in that time of, what's the saying? Nature abhors a vacuum. So when you pull one thing out, then that nature desires for that space to be filled, and our lives are the same way. So if we are going to pull something away like screen time, then we need to fill it, and it will get filled, but we need to be the ones who decide what to fill in that time, and we create what we're going to do with that time. So one way that we can do that is, well, two things I'll suggest. Either in family council again, can decide together on, when we do our family council, that, okay, this is our free time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or the Saturday. So we sit down in our planning time and say, what do we want to do with our free time on Monday? What do we want to do with our free time on Tuesday? What are we going to do with our free time on Wednesday? Etc., etc. And we plan, okay, maybe we could try this on Monday. Maybe we can do this on Wednesday. Maybe we can do this on Thursday. And have some ideas, council together as a family, and decide, what do you want to do with your free time? Do people want it to be individual free time so they can do their own thing? Do you want to plan family free time where you do activities together? Maybe you do something fun. Maybe you're doing some kind of learning activity. But plan it. The other thing you can do if you don't feel like you want to plan that all in a week, for the whole week, is you could do it daily, and just in the morning time before you start school. Everybody have a quick council in the morning time and say, okay, this is what time we think we're going to be done school today. What do we want to do with our free time today? And have ideas come in, or and you can plan that together on a daily basis and say, this is what we're going to do when our screen time is up, or maybe we do free time first and then we do screen time. But planning that time so that it isn't just a time of idleness, and then people just get drawn to the pantry, or people get drawn to screen time, or they start bugging and teasing each other because they're bored. So planning ahead, counseling together. Number 10 is to use this extra time to better ourselves. So a lot of people feel like, at this time, this is such a hindrance to our lives, and everything's been halted, and we are shut up in our homes, and we are in a chaotic world, and chaotic things are going on right now. However, if we can shift our mindset and have a reframe of mind, that there's also a great stillness that is happening. And in that stillness, we can use the time to do things that we haven't really had the time to do for a long time, because we have all been like this, busy, 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 go, go, go on a hamster wheel. And now we have so much time. So we can look at it as an opportunity or even a gift, and use this time to develop talents. Use this time to develop gifts that we might have. You know, learn to sing, start singing, or learn another language. Duolingo is a great way to do that. You can do it 5 minutes a day. If you've got a musical instrument sitting around in your house, go on YouTube and figure out how to play that thing. Your piano or a flute or a guitar or whatever, or a ukulele, learn to play it. Other things that we could do is like maybe learn to knit, or read that book that you've been wanting to read for a long time and just haven't had the time to do it. This is a great time for us to set reading challenges with our families and our kids, and set goals as to how many books we want to read, or read a book series or something different like that. Start painting, or start doing drawing, start looking, and there's look on YouTube. There's so many different resources, honestly, on anything that you could possibly want to learn. And so this is really a great time for us to do that ourselves as parents, and also kids. And this is something that we can do in our free time. This will use up some of that free time, extra free time that we have now. All right, the last thing that I wanted to share with you is we need to have some fun. This is really, really, I think, key right now with us, most of us being locked up in our houses and not being able to go out and having a total change of routine, is we need to have some fun. So I have some ideas of things that we can do that would just be super fun for families to do. I've got a pillow fight. Have a pillow fight. Have a sleepover in your living room. Have a tea party. Have a karaoke night. Or you could do date nights with your kids. So, you know, the mama goes out with one of the boys or girls or whatever, and dad goes out with one of the boys or girls, or vice versa. You could have a fancy candlelight dinner. You could do a neighborhood scavenger hunt. So when you go out on a family walk, you could have a list of things that you need to spot in the neighborhood and see who can find them, or if you can all find them together. You could do a family Nerf battle. You could have a family board games night, or you could play hide and seek or sardines in the house. I really think that this is a time right now where it's either going to make or break us. And so if we can do these things to help strengthen our relationships, to use our time well, we can thrive at this time, and we can be a stronger family for going through this situation together. Thanks so much for watching. My next video next week is going to be about homeschooling and what that can look like, and just some tips and things to help you with everyone being thrown into being a homeschool family. So I'm going to share that with you next week. Thanks so much for joining me today.
And be a good person.